let's talk a little bit about this offense. You guys were top in the league last year in scoring.
Yes.
You get Kelvin Benjamin, this big old beast, back.
Yes.
I mean, it appears that Funchess and Philly, you hear so many good things about him.
Yes.
Is it possible the offense is better than the best offense in the league last year?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You
Absolutely.
think it will be?
Of course. Of course. We have so much to look forward to, but our main focus right now is not, automatically going to the Super Bowl. A lot of teams make a mistake by just assuming, we went to the Super Bowl last year, well, we're going to go back this year. Nothing's promised. We have to start from scratch like we have always done. Coach Rivera has, made that perfectly clear with, everybody else, kind of riddling the same things. Yeah, we get Benji back. Yeah, we get, Ted, Philly, Greg Olsen, Fun. Everybody's coming back. We have a mentality that, won't be, we just can't be good enough for status quo, and we believe in that, and we know by our efforts and belief in ourselves as a unit, we'll be good.
We had Ricky Prohl on, and he called him Funch. Now you're calling him Fun.
Yes.
So what do you guys call him, Funchess, in practice?
He has a couple names. I call him either Fun, or I call him Bambi.
Bambi. Prohl dropped that on us.
He did.
Coach Prohl
He
did
did.
drop that one. But you're like the ambassador of nicknames, though, right? Like, you like that role.
I am. When they come in this from day one, every person has a nickname to a degree. Only person that has been nickname proof is number 88, Greg Olsen.
Olsen? Nothing? You've got nothing? You don't even try that?
Nothing sticks. You got Gio.
He's regal.
You got Greg. You got Ols. He's just a, guy that you just have to love to respect and say, you're just better off with Greg.
Has anyone tried to fight a nickname, or does everybody come in and
everybody tries to fight the nickname?
Oh, everybody does.
Everyone does. But after a couple times, and I know when the nickname has been cemented when coaches start saying it.
Oh, that's when you know you've done your work.
I've done my job. You got guys where you got, hey, all right, Fun, or hey, all right, Benji, or all right, Meister, or all right, Schmo, or all this.
The Super Bowl.
Right.
We're all trying to get to know you,
right.
We're all trying to get these, conversations,
right.
figure you out. I saw the great commercial where you say, one more rep. The guy talks something, says something about me, I'm going to do one more rep,
yes,
and it's going to motivate me. Does the Super Bowl loss being that close, is that getting one more rep, 5 more reps? Like, is that for you and for the whole team? I would have to think y'all are motivated by that, right?
I don't think people really understand how, motivated I am. I've been in Charlotte for 6 years, and I still get that question a lot. I feel like I'm a very private person, but yet for them to know one thing, the Carolina Panthers as a team, outside of Cam Newton, we've gotten better each and every year. Nothing's promised. We started here in my rookie year, we were 6-10. The next year we won 7 games. The year after that we were 12. That's the year we won 12 games. We lost in the playoffs. The year after that we went 7-8-1. We won our first playoff game. This lead us to this past year where we won multiple playoff games. First opportunity to be in a Super Bowl. So my thing about growth, my thing about as a person, just evolving to become better. I don't need nothing to, motivate me to, be, say, well, this happened. Now I got that by default. We lost in the Super Bowl, of course, or we were defeated in the Super Bowl. And, that's all I need. So it's like I'm looking at a person, I'm looking at a team, I'm looking at coaches, I'm listening to schemes that are built for us to get back to that and be able to say we're not just here to, just put patches on our shirts. We're here to, get our ring size fit.
About your motivation?
No, not really.
I mean, you always have – it seems like you have to explain yourself about motivation. Not for me.
Are you saying I shouldn't have done that? That I'm making a mad?
I see the motivation. But, okay, I'll ask you this. As radio guys, we always talk about this proverbial chip on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Has it been overused, the chip on the shoulder thing?
For me, I am a chip.
You're a human chip.
I'm probably the chip on everyone's shoulder. I love it. You will have to sense a Carolina Panthers practice, for Christ's sake, to understand what I'm saying. It's not a point in time where competing goes by in my life that I don't try to maximize it. If we were playing paper, scissors, rock, I would, and I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I would bet something just for the competitive nature to be set.
It's like checkers.
Just something. I live life to win. I wake up to win. Everything I do is to win. And that competitive nature is nothing wrong. I don't have to be apologetic about it. And from our practices, it carry over to the game. When I, compete every day in practice with Thomas Davis, some people have to talk and say, hey, y'all all right? And it's like, no, I have the utmost respect for Thomas. I have the utmost respect for Luke. But they have to know, if they look at the leaders and the captains on our team, from the young guys like the Funches, the young guys like, Bradbury and everybody that just came on the team, if they see us competing, the tempo's already set.
Yes.
You said Bradbury. What do you think about this new crop of cornerbacks? Kanas, okay, as Dave would say. What do you think about these new Kanas?
Well, I have full belief in their skill set. I've seen enough to know that, Dave Gettleman is great at what he does. The godfather of the draft, so to speak. He's
we call him Hogfather.
Man, he's a person that does his research, and we're extremely excited to have such bright, smart, athletic, Carolina Panther guys. And you can't necessarily say that for a lot of draft picks.
We're talking with Cam Newton. Last year you were in here, and we were doing the same thing. It was the Kick It With Cam week, and you were in here promoting it. And you started talking about your goals, and completion percentage goals, and what, you had real tangible goals you told us about. Well, you go out there, and you win the MVP, and y'all win 17 games, and here we are a year later.
Right.
But based on what you've been telling us, there's still goals. I mean, do you have those tangible goals you're setting this year for yourself? Like, hey, I want to do this and that?
Yes.
Yes, you do?
Yes.
What are those babies?
I want to.
You're not going to tell us.
Each week, I will.
All right.
Each week, I want to be 1-0.
Okay.
Each week, starting with September 8th.
Broncos.
So you don't want to lose any. You want to go unbeaten.
I'm not saying that.
Oh, you're saying you're taking it 1 week at a time.
I'm saying each week, I want to be 1-0. It's a difference.
You just changed the oldest cliche of sports.
That sounds like something a coach
Take them
would
one
say,
at a
Cam.
time.
No, I'm telling you, and I wouldn't be saying it if I didn't believe that.
Yeah.
Last year, people look at our situation, and it became clearer than ever. The power of team is always greater than the power of talent. I value the eye looks that you get, the passion that you have for Ted Ginn. The Luke Kuechly's coming off and coming off the field with just exhausted and everything. The preparation that you see K1 Short, have. He's one of the last people to leave. Charles Johnson, he's been here probably longer than, some of the other guys. And you see that unity is powerful. Whether talent alone, you got a lot of guys in free agency that's out there. You got a lot of guys that may be great talents. But for us in that locker room, it was a family.
We have a conversation on the show all the time about you running. And it's fans, and it'll be also these, so-called experts.
Right.
Cam already knows where this is headed. He's got that
Yes.
grin on his face.
Yep.
And people will say, man, he's got to stop this running, man. He's got to just he's going to hurt himself, and he just can't do this. And then you'll have the experts, and they'll say, if you look at the careers of McNair and McNabb, they all hit a point where they stopped running through from the pocket. Obviously, you were killing them from the pocket last year, too. I honestly don't want to see the run and stop. I want to see this zone read. This offense is an animal, a machine.
Right.
Do you look at it and say, there's a time, maybe it's 2 years away, where they're going to be right, and I can't run. We can't run this zone read. Or right now, are you not even thinking about that?
I'm not even thinking
Yeah.
about it. Why? Because I feel like that's such a intricate piece in my instruments.
Yeah, no doubt.
And why? Like when people say, you need to be dominant from the pocket, And I'm looking at it and say, well, what do you call these stats right here? And I'm not, and I never want to get into a stat type of game. But what I do want to get into is how we win football games. I'm not the type of person that sits back and throws it 60, 50 times. You know, I'm whatever Coach Shula dials up, I'm going to maximize it to the best of my ability. I'm going to take my drops, I'm going to go through my reads, and by me having the athleticism to run, people just automatically assume, well, you know, this person won't do that person won't do that. And my answer to that is, if that person had the ability to do it, they would.
Yeah.
Is Von Miller popping up in your dreams these days?
For what?
Oh no, you just went there, Jim. Didn't you?
Well, I had to because I'd like to take him out myself. Okay?
No. Let's get this straight. I have the utmost respect for Von Miller.
I know.
I have the utmost respect for DeMarcus Ware. We as football players often get, you know, this false, you know, feng shui, like, oh my God, they hate each other. No, I have the utmost respect for him. As a matter of fact, I reached out to Von Miller to try to get him to come to a kickball tournament.
Hey,
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I want to be the best. He defeated us in the Super Bowl, but yet we have another opportunity, should I say, on September 8th. That you can best believe that Sharpie has been written and circled over that
Nice.
for a lot of days.
Nice.
But I'm not going to keep hyping it up because that's all it is. And we're not promised nothing. And that's not a rematch game. That just so happens to be the first game on our schedule.
Absolutely. Now, is it okay if as Panther fans, we can't stand Von Miller? Like, is that all right? Like,
That's
all right.
cool. You know what I like most?
What's that?
I like how the energy around the city has changed.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, it gives me chills when I'm driving up to the stadium and I see people playing cornhole. I see people cooking out. I see males, females. Everybody's just involved with it. That's how it's supposed to be.
And that says it all right there, man. It really does. About the culture that's been built
Yes.
over there. Cam, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you, Cam.